So Paul, what are we going to be doing today as far as your program is concerned? Tell me a little bit about that and how it works.
Sure. The stress reduction and relaxation program, it's for active military, veterans and first responders and their spouses. It's also for able-bodied and disabled veterans, first responders, and active military. And today it's just going to be a really general orientation as far as the equipment we're going to use. I'm going to have you fitted for a mask, and then I'm going to fit you with a BC that holds the tank. I'll show what the tank looks like, and I'll talk to you about what the tank does, and then I'll show you the regulator system that you're going to be breathing off of. So you want to get started with that?
Okay,
Okay, great. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to fit you for a BC. This is what you put on your torso, and it holds the tank in place. It also helps you get neutrally buoyant. So it's kind of like a tuxedo. You want to put your right arm in first, then your left arm. Okay, now if you face me, what we'll do is we'll get you fitted for this, okay? So what we're gonna do is there's a cummerbund across your stomach, okay? And these are not custom fit, so it's one size fits all kind of thing. Okay. Then you have your cummerbund buckle. Then you take your thumbs and you pull down on the plastic D-rings for your comfort level. And then finally you do your chest strap. It comes just across your chest. If your chest strap ever feels like it's choking you, it's probably because you haven't pulled your shoulder straps down far enough, okay? Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fit you for the mask. Okay. What I'm gonna ask you to do is look up at the ceiling, and I'm gonna place the mask gently on your face, okay? What I wanna do is I wanna see how the skirt on the mask fits you. See if there's any puckers or any areas where there's air is gonna freely come out. And that actually fits really nicely right there. So this is the mask we're going to use on you today. Okay, I'm just going to set this aside. Okay. Then what we'll do is I'm just going to put this over your shoulders just to show you what it's kind of looking like. This is the regulator of the delivery system. So what this includes is the first stage up on your neck attaches to the tank. Okay. Then you have the black primary regulator that you're going to breathe from throughout the whole time we're in the pool. Okay. Right. This is an alternate air source, is used in situations where, like, you're diving with me and I'm not paying attention to my air consumption and I run out of air and I'd have to borrow air from you, so I'd use this. This is a low pressure hose that connects here to the inflator mechanism, okay? And then this is your console. And on your console, you've got your depth gauge, and we really don't have to worry about that in 10 feet of water. This is the more important gauge. This is the more submersible pressure gauge. And when we attach it to the tank and turn the air on, the black needle here will come across just above 3,000 PSI. And that tells you basically how much air you have in the tank, similar to the gas tank gauge in your car, okay? And then finally, I'm not gonna put it on you right now because it's gonna weigh about 40 pounds, but this is the tank we're gonna be using. Okay, we use the smaller 63 cubic foot tanks in the pool. Got a nice rubber plastic boot on the bottom, so if we do start to bounce around on the floor, it's not going to damage the pool in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And then the mechanism on your back of your neck is the first stage. That fits over here on the valve, and we turn the air on like this, and we just start breathing, blowing bubbles, and relaxing. Getting near zero gravity, neutrally buoyant, and you just start blowing your stress away, listen to your bubbles.
Sounds great. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I am too, yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Hereos Below started back in 2019 in the fall and just before COVID started. So we kind of had a slow uptake, but we still had participants come in 2020. Our first participant was a Navy veteran who was medically discharged from the Navy. He would come here every Tuesday morning at 4 o'clock in the morning and float from 4 to 6 until he was going to class up in Concordia up on 620. So he came for 6 months, and he would tell me how much of an improved stress reduction and relaxation attitude he would have. And he actually told me he had come 6 times, and after the 3rd time he told me that his wife wanted me to thank me for the program because she saw how relaxed he was at home and with their son. So it made me feel really cool, you know. So we've got 31 participants right now. Our farthest participants come from Houston and San Antonio. These guys worry me to death because they come here, they float for 3 or 4 hours, get really relaxed, and then they have to drive all the way home. So that's really challenging for me to be able to think that they're going to get home safely, which they always do, but it kind of worries me that they get so relaxed that by the time they get home with traffic and that distance, they probably get stressed out again, right? So the program is available to all active military, veterans, first responders, and their spouses. You can be able-bodied or disabled. I have a special certification called a classified diver instructor, where I've been trained to work with paraplegics, quadriplegics, and people who have visual disabilities. So everybody's welcome. We've been doing this, like I said, for about 3 years now, and everyone who's participated has either PTSD or TBI, or a combination of both. And when you see a participant come through the door and they're truly stressed out, and after 2 hours in the pool, they come out of the pool completely changed. I mean, their attitude, their demeanor is so relaxed, and they've got huge smiles on their faces. That's what it's all about for me. The program was developed truly after answered prayer. I had retired from corporate America, and I had 2 passions, or still have 2 passions. One is helping people, the other is blowing bubbles. And I'm trying to figure out how I can combine the 2 together. And after praying about what I really wanted to do, I got hit on the back of the head with a holy 2x4, and God said, think of the community that you know is underappreciated, and then take your passions to them. And the first community that came to my mind was the military and first responders. So I came to the dive shop owner, Warren Roseberry, and at the time the manager, Kirk Stolzenberg, and I said, listen, I've got this idea. I'd like to help veterans reduce their stress and increase their relaxation through the fundamental use of scuba equipment in our pool. And they both said, go with it. It's your program. We'll give you the pool, we'll give you the equipment. I donate my time. This is a cost-free program. The only cost to anybody who wants to participate is how much time you want to spend blowing bubbles with me in the pool. We have the pool 2 Saturdays a month, and we have the pool from 6 p.m. until about 10 p.m. I will tell you, I've had one veteran who's come at 5 p.m. and floated Saturday night until 1:30 Sunday morning. And that veteran really needed to float that much, and I'm not going to cut anybody short who really needs that time in the pool. So one of the things that I want to make sure everybody understands is that this is a judgment-free program. Whatever's said in this classroom or in the pool area stays in this building. Tom's is nice enough to let us lock down the building when Hereos Below is here, so nobody has access to the building. No other instructors or classes or anything like that. It's all for you guys, okay? And over time, I have come to find out that as people become more and more comfortable with the program and comfortable with me, they'll start to unburden themselves verbally about things that they're carrying on them. So again, I let them know that whatever they tell me stays here in the pool. So tonight when I go home and see my wife, and she's like, how did the program go tonight? And I said, it was fantastic, and that's all she knows, no matter what was spoken here in the pool. We're just here to help, and we want everybody to understand that you guys, no matter where you were in the spectrum of your military service, whether you were typing a computer in the supply chain or the tip of the spear, you all helped everybody to get to the tip of the spear. If you raised your right hand and you promised to protect me and my family in this country, you are my heroes. And I want to make sure you guys understand that I want to give something back to you. And if I can help you reduce your stress and increase your relaxation, then that's what this program is all about. In front of you at the 12 o'clock position from where you're seated, there's a bottle of water, and everyone gets water, and you can take the bottles of water out to the pool area with you. But Hereos Below has applied a label to this water that has 11 affirmations on it. And the affirmations say that you are a child of God, loved, appreciated, a beacon, brave, honorable, worthy, valued, respected, esteemed, and treasured. We believe that attaching these affirmations to this water bottle, the affirmations are absorbed into the water, and when you drink the water, you drink in those affirmations also. So as you drink in the affirmations and you start to participate and blow bubbles in the water, one of the things that we focus on is that as we get comfortable with the equipment and as we get comfortable underwater blowing bubbles with the equipment on, as you start to inhale, you're going to start to rise up into the water column. And that's what we like to think about as you starting to absorb a lot of positive energy into your system. And as you start to exhale and you see those bubbles start to emit from your regulator, that's the negative coming out of your body, going to the surface and moving on into another realm. So as you breathe in and out, you're breathing in the positive, you're breathing out the negative, and at your comfort level, when you want to transition from the shallow end into the deep end of the pool and you're in zero gravity, that's where truly the magic begins. Because when you're not touching anything and you're just floating there, you've got your eyes closed, you can hear your bubbles, that's where the true increase in relaxation comes, okay? When we're working in the shallow end of the pool tonight, you'll notice that the LED lights on the ceiling shine down through the water surface, and because you're agitating the surface of the water with your bubbles, the water is going to start to look like a kaleidoscope being projected on the floor of the pool. I have had veterans starting to fall asleep on me in the shallow end of the pool, so I might have to shake you a little bit just to keep you guys awake. But that's, again, a part of the relaxation process, okay? So just to give you a little bit of information about where we hope this is going, within the next year or so, my hope is that we have another facility we can use during weekdays so that we can bring this stress reduction to more people. And for the people who work in the pool on Saturday nights here, they can continue that kind of stress reduction therapy throughout the week to carry it through. And then the 5-year plan is hopefully that there's some philanthropist out there who supports veterans and veteran programs who comes up to me and says, hey, Paul, I got some land up in Leander or Georgetown. I want to donate to you, and I also have a construction company who's going to build you the building you need for you to be able to have your own facility, so that when Jay calls me up on a Tuesday night and says, hey, Paul, I really need to get in the pool, I said, I'll meet you in the pool in 20 minutes, open the doors up, get you floating for 2 hours or so, and then you go back home and sleep.
So, Paul, what type of specifications are you looking for in a facility?
Yeah, so in order to help the stress reduction and relaxation process work, we really need to have an indoor facility that has a heated pool. And the reason we need that is so that we don't have to take our veterans outside in extreme conditions, whether it's hot or cold, which would require them to put on wetsuits. Wetsuits are really constricting, and that could increase their stress, and this is a stress reduction program. So we really don't want to have to go to that point where we have to fit everybody for wetsuits, because they are uncomfortable. Plus, it would require them to put more weight on their system, on their bodies, so that they could actually float and get neutrally buoyant. So an indoor facility, and by all means, I'm not trying to take over anybody's aquatics program, but if there's a pool out there that's 8 feet deep or deeper, that's indoors, and they're not using their pool between 10 a.m. and like 3 p.m., kids are in school, there's no swim lessons or swim instruction or things like that, and they're looking to support a veteran program, we could actually sit down and talk and see how we can work together to help more veterans come through the program to increase their relaxation, not just 2 times a month, but maybe twice a week for 3 weeks out of a month. That's kind of what good question, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, that would be fabulous. Yeah, and the beauty of the program is nobody who participates has to be a good swimmer. They don't even need to know how to swim at all, because all we do is float. And everybody who comes in the program is like, well, I've never been in a pool, I've never been in the ocean, I don't know how to float. I will get you floating, and with no problem whatsoever.
Paul, if you will. we would like to present you with this award for participating with our directors from the AvaFest and the Veteran Suicide Prevention Channel. This is for your dedication and our appreciation for you allowing us to do such a thing.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate you
very
coming
welcome.
out. That's,
Also, I have one for Michael Carson,
Oh, yeah.
who's also not available today. But we were able to come and blow bubbles with you guys, and we actually put our hands in our lives in your hands. And so for that, we give you both what we call the You Drive Award. So the You Drive Award came from me because it was the first time when my dad was driving this really old car. It looked like a Batmobile. And he says, I says, where are we going? He said, I don't know, but you drive. And I felt so empowered. So you had the power, like you have the power today, to have our lives in your hands, and we don't feel like it's a bad deal. Drive on, my man.
I appreciate that.
In addition to that, we'd like to offer you, because your premise is based on, God's work.
Yes.
So here it says, men of God makes a difference. So we
that's
want to present
excellent.
that to you. And then also for Michael, we'd like to give him a hat that says Shine On Veteran, because he's one of our veterans that's out there doing some very hard work to help our veterans in the courts, in the veteran courts, and that's hard work. And he's a veteran himself, so we got to give each other the praise when it comes to that kind of thing. So this is for Michael.
Excellent, yeah.
And thank you very much.
Well, thank you
We
so much.
appreciate you.
Oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate this.
All right, that looks awesome, Mike.